Hey guys, Retro Badger here. Welcome to the next episode of the Star Trek The Next Generation Final Unity playthrough. So, last time...
You are wanted for smuggling. You will accompany us to the nearest starbase where you will be turned over to the proper authorities. The Enterprise has arrived at the Shono Isho Epsilon system, where according to Aramak's data, we expected to find the world where the followers settled.
Can you help us find the original fifth scroll?
Come no closer. I am the gatekeeper of the Door of Enlightenment.
Ah, here we go. So this is the furthest I've ever got in this game. The force field has finally been lowered. So, what's in the next room? I have no idea. Let's have a look. So that's a transporter pad, isn't it? So we need to go on there. Right, okay. I'm thinking we might have to use something here. Right, let's try this. Oh! Okay. Oh! So we don't walk in it, it just takes us. Oh, cool! Look at that! Oh, flippin' heck. One of these, eh? Right. I'm gonna recommend saving at this point. Is he walking on thin air there? Is that supposed to happen? Let's try using the 4-1. Hey, there we go. Now, I looked online and somebody's actually done a map for this level because it's so complicated. And if you take one wrong step, you die basically. So yeah, there's no shame in using a map, I don't think. And honestly, even with the map, it looks ridiculously complicated. So hats off to anyone who was able to figure this out without a guide in the 90s. So I'm going to try grabbing this. Okay. And I'm going to go here. Try the three-pronged one now. Oh dear. That can't be good. Oh dear.
No unusual readings.
No unusual readings? I hope he's okay. What have I done? Oh dear. Oh, he's not dead, is he? Surely not.
It's Commander Riker.
Yeah, I know it is. I'm concerned about him, you know.
It's Commander Riker, second in command.
Oh boy. Okay, well that didn't go too well, so let's try again.
This orchestra.
Okay, so let's pick you up. Right, I'm gonna try it here. Ah, that did something. Unfortunately, it looks a little bit too far away. Oh, rats. Okay, let's try this. Right, so, let's try this one again. I need to reset the floor, basically. Yeah, there we go. Oh! Okay, let's reset the floor. Here. And then we'll try the 3-1. So we've used the 4-1, which then let us grab that. And now we need to use the 3-1. And hope nothing bad happens. Yes! Oh, great. Right. Let's grab that one. This reminds me of Elite Force, where the floor disappeared. And you had to guess where the floor was. And oh man, it was awful.
Tile patterns on the disappearing floor. There are some tiles that overlap. If you're careful to stand on one of these overlapping squares, you won't fall into the abyss when the pattern changes.
Ooh, thanks, Riker. So we've collected that one. We need to go back to the one that doesn't overlap, like Riker very helpfully said there. Well done, Riker. You deserve a promotion there. He's not normally that helpful, is he? Okay. So let's use the one that we've just picked up. Oh gosh. Right, okay. Let's go over here. Okay. Let's try you. Right, this. Can I grab that? Yeah, there we go. Let's go back to where we just were, because we know that's a safe one. Let's try you. Oh, yeah, okay, that works. I'm going to save at this point, again. Shows you how much faith I have in myself.
When you change tile patterns on the vanishing floor, there are some tiles that overlap. If you're careful to stand on one of these overlapping tiles, you won't fall into the abyss when the pattern changes.
Yeah, it's pretty much just an extension of what Riker said there, Troy. In fact, did she read Riker's mind then to get that information? That's how she's got promoted to commander so fast. She just reads other people's minds and takes their knowledge. Oh man, this is so tricky. Please work. Ooh, okay. Let's grab this one. That's our safe one. Yeah, I would recommend either using a map, which if you Google you can find quite easily, or I would just use this video and just do what I do, and it hopefully should help you. Oof, right. Gosh, it's nerve-wracking, this. Number 14 we need to go to now, which is that one, I remember. Make sure you stood on it, Data. There we go. And we need to use the 4-pronged one, which is somewhere there. Right. And we need to go to number 13. Back here again. And we need to use the 1-prong. That's the 1-prong. Oh, please don't get this wrong. Right. We need to go to number 17, which is back there. Gosh. And we need to use the 2 covered prongs. There is absolutely no way you could figure this out.
The puzzle of the vanishing floor seems to be a problem in applied geometry. There are some squares that overlap between 2 different patterns. If you are standing on one of those overlapping squares when the pattern changes, you will not fall into the abyss.
You'd think there'd be like a map in the game or something, unless I'm missing something really obvious. Oh, no, careful. Alright, okay. We need to use the blue talisman, which makes sense as there's a missing egg shape there, and this is blue, so... Okay.
I do not believe that will work.
Oh! Ah, can we walk in? Oh, okay. Ah, look! I'm assuming that's the manuscript. Do you know, that looks like it's been hand-drawn, that, doesn't it? I like these animations. I think we've got the
In many
manuscript.
cultures, flashing lights represent danger. While that need not be the case here, I believe it would be prudent to leave and take the scroll back to the ship for authentication. Beam us up.
We did it!
Captain's log supplemental. We have successfully retrieved the Garidian's fifth scroll, and Tabak has verified the manuscript's authenticity. Lucana assures me the mere existence of this scroll may radically alter the structure of Garidian society.
I am glad you found the original scroll, Captain. I hope it will do some good on Gared. Keeping it here would only upset the delicate balance between the sects.
Thank you for your generosity. Would you be willing to let the Federation send an archaeological research team to Phrygia? Your world has the finest collection of chodak ruins in known space.
Would we be permitted to share in any chodak secrets they uncover?
Of course, the Federation believes in freely distributing scientific knowledge. In fact, we would be honored if your scientists would join our efforts.
Then we agree, Captain. Send us your archaeologists.
Captain, Lucana is on the comm. She wishes to speak to you.
Put her on.
The oppressed masses of Gared offer their gratitude for your assistance, Captain. Garidian society will soon be transformed. We must now make plans to return the scroll to Gared.
Captain, a Garidian warbird is decloaking off the port bow. It is the Asurum, Captain Pentara's ship. They are hailing us. On screen.
Thank you for leading us here, Captain Picard. The ruling council has wondered for centuries where these people ran off to.
You have no business here, Captain Pentara. We are in Federation space and this world has asked for our protection. I intend to give it to them.
This is no longer a matter of a little scout ship, Captain. A subspace message was sent from your ship to the Garidian rebels. A full-scale revolution has erupted on Gared.
We sent no messages.
I suspect it was that revolutionary Lucana. She delights in stirring up trouble. Surrender her, end her companions at once, or face the consequences.
Captain, the Asurum is powering up its disruptors. Shields up.
Captain Pentara, anyone who has been sending unauthorized subspace messages from my ship will be dealt with severely. I do not tolerate that sort of behavior.
You may have a few minutes to investigate, but I'm still not leaving without those people.
Mr. Worf, get me Lucana on the comm.
What do you want, Captain?
Are you responsible for a subspace message being sent to Gared?
Yes, I brought a subspace microtransceiver with me. Now that we have the fifth scroll, our revolution is fully justified. Garidian society must change.
You are playing games with thousands of lives and risking an interstellar incident.
Freedom for my people is worth any price, Captain.
Lucana, this has gone far enough. If I get my mother to intercede with the ruling council, will you come back to Gared and stop the revolution?
Your mother is as reactionary as the council.
She is a woman of honor. She would keep her word even to you, someone she hates.
If she can get the council to listen, it might be worth the gamble.
Captain, can you patch me through to my mother's ship?
Make it so, Mr. Worf.
Mother, there is no need to fight. We have the fifth scroll.
The fifth scroll is a myth.
No, I've seen it and Tabak has verified it. This will change our world forever.
Do you realize what this means? The ruling council has not been truthful with us for generations. The people will demand revenge.
If you give us safe passage back to Gared and convince the council to hear Lucana's message, she will return with the fifth scroll and stop the rebellion.
Very well. Captain Picard, I will power down my disruptors so you can lower your shields and let me beam Tabak, Avakar, and Lucana to my ship. Perhaps our paths will cross again.
Under better circumstances, I hope.
Sir, the warbird is disarming its weapons.
Lower shields.
Captain, the Garidians have beamed aboard the Asurum. They are underway. On course back to Gared.
What are your orders, Captain?
Let's consider the situation.
I should like to consider the situation a bit further. Counselor, do you have any thoughts?
I'm sorry, Captain, but I don't have any suggestions right now.
Any suggestions, number one?
I'm sorry, Captain, I don't have any suggestions right now.
Mr. Worf, your analysis.
Captain, we should check our orders from Starfleet.
Mr. Data, any suggestions?
I suggest we contact Starfleet, Captain.
Okay.
Primary core
Oops.
access enabled. Systems online.
Oh, cool.
Admiral Williams here. What can I do for you, Captain?
I'd like to confirm our current orders.
Of course. Starfleet Command is still considering the options. While we review the situation, the Enterprise is to remain on patrol.
Very well.
What's your assessment of our recent performance?
Starfleet Command is very pleased with your first contact mission to the Garidian colony on Phrygia. However, the subsequent discovery of the fifth scroll will have profound effects on Gared. I commend you on your handling of the Garidian refugee problem. Tabak, Lucana, and Avakar have returned home aboard the Garidian warbird Asirum. Their intrusion into Federation space has been handled through diplomatic channels. Shall I go on?
Please do.
You did good work on Marasia. Dr. Hunforsh is back at work with the Preserve, and relations with the Marasians have improved noticeably since your visit. Shall I go on?
Ooh, that's good. We're making a difference.
Please do.
The Enterprise responded to a distress call from Merton Station. Good work there, Picard. Without your efforts, this could have been a real catastrophe. You saved hundreds of lives, kept the station operational, and even managed to save the experimental power core. Congratulations. Shall I go on?
No, thank you.
You'll be an admiral before you know it, Picard.
Picard out.
Oh? What's this? Oh dear.
Captain, we are receiving an emergency transmission from Starfleet headquarters.
On screen.
Attention all Federation vessels. This is a Priority 1 alert. A Romulan fleet has crossed the neutral zone into Federation space. All civilian ships are advised to avoid sectors along the border. A state of war now exists between the Federation and the Romulan Empire.
Oh man. That's not good.
Mr. Worf, your analysis.
Captain, we should check our orders from Starfleet.
That's a good idea.
There is no response, sir.
Maybe the comm relays are malfunctioning.
See if you can raise any of the local Federation outposts.
Aye, sir. I will try manually routing the transmission. Captain, I have established communication with Admiral Redrick.
On screen.
Good job.
Captain Picard, I'm surprised you managed to get through. The Romulans have disrupted communications through half the sector.
We received the invasion alert. What's the situation?
Our information is still sketchy, but we know the Romulans destroyed Outpost Gamma 1-5. It looks like the spearhead of their fleet is in the Goldur sector.
The Enterprise is at your disposal, sir.
Good. Then I want you to proceed to the Goldur Delta system and report to Commander Chan at Outpost 543. She's coordinating our defenses in that area. I'll inform Admiral Williams as soon as we restore communications.
Admiral, if we encounter the Romulans...
You're free to engage, but don't pick a fight you can't win, Jean-Luc. We can't afford to lose the Enterprise. Good luck.
And to you, sir. I'm afraid we're all going to need it. Picard out. Lay in a course for the Goldur Delta system. Maximum warp. Engage.
The Admiral made a very good point there. They cannot lose the Enterprise. It's the flagship of the Federation. Imagine the Romulans will probably target it, actually.
Nebula.
Imagine if they destroyed the Enterprise.
Entering Federation space.
We're at warp 9.4 as well. That's very fast.
Helm, standard orbit.
Okay.
Greetings, Captain. I can't tell you how glad we are to see the Enterprise.
We're happy to assist. What can you tell us about the invasion?
The first wave seems to have passed through the sector already. There were dozens of warbirds. We thought we were done for, but they just kept going.
They didn't even attempt to attack?
No. It looks like they were headed for the Zatarnus Nebula. We don't know why.
Are there any other ships in the area?
The USS Ayres came through a few hours ago, but they headed off to intercept a group of warbirds. The Klingons have promised to send us support, but we've just detected some incoming warbirds. They're headed for Com Relay 543 in the Pax Sonoma system. Captain, we can't afford to lose another comm station.
Commander, the Enterprise is a match for a single warbird, but against any more than that, we risk losing the ship.
Captain, we need those relays intact to coordinate our defenses. So far, the Romulans have used only hit-and-run tactics. They don't seem to want to fight. If the Enterprise shows up, it might be enough to chase them off.
All right, we'll see what we can do. Set course for the Pax Sonoma system, Warp 9. Engage.
Okay, here we go. Don't think we've actually done any combat yet in this game, but I do know that it's very easy to lose, because I did try doing combat once years ago, and yeah, you gotta be really careful. You're best letting Worf handle it all, from what I remember.
Captain, 3 warbirds are entering the system. They are not cloaked.
Red alert! Shields up!
I don't understand it. They're not even attempting to hide.
Could it be some kind of trick?
Prepare to engage, Mr. Worf.
Captain, the Romulans are changing course. They are retreating.
Helm, change course to intercept. It's time we found out what they're up to.
Sir, one of the warbirds is breaking formation. It is turning to engage us.
Oh dear. What do we do?
Romulan warbird is on sensors. Enemy ship is firing. Torpedo away.
Oh good.
Torpedo locked.
Mr. Worf's taking command, that's good.
We have been hit.
Oh.
Fire.
Direct hit.
Wow, look at this! Actual 3D combat. 3D-ish. That's still pretty cool, though, isn't it?
Fire.
Torpedo away. Direct hit.
Reminds me of Birth of the Federation's combat a little bit.
Targeting Romulan warbird.
Self-destruct. Ooh, that's a big spread of torpedoes. If they hit, that might... Oh.
Attention, Romulan vessel. This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the Federation Starship Enterprise.
I am Tiralak, commander of the Imperial warbird Psionex.
Your ship is crippled, Tiralak. I'm offering to beam you and your crew aboard the Enterprise. You will be well treated.
No doubt. Unfortunately, we will not be able to accept your generous offer.
Captain, energy emissions from the Psionex are rapidly increasing. I believe they have activated their self-destruct system.
Helm, back us off. I don't want us anywhere near that ship when it goes.
Why did your ships cross the neutral zone, Tiralak? Surely you knew that you would be intercepted.
Of course we did.
Then what was the purpose? There was nothing to be gained from this.
We gained far more than you realize.
Mr. Data, lock onto Commander Tiralak. Beam him aboard now.
Yes, sir.
Too late, Picard. Too late for all of you.
Fire.
Ooh.
The Romulan warbird has been destroyed.
Wow.
Mr. Data, give me a scan of this sector.
Yes, sir. No unusual readings.
Good work.
Agreed.
What do you have to report, Captain?
The relay station has been secured. We defeated one of the warbirds, but unfortunately the Romulans destroyed themselves to avoid capture.
The Romulans have a strange conception of honor. Well, there's no time to dwell on that. I have another assignment for you.
We're in need of some repairs.
There's no time. We've just received a communication from a Klingon attack cruiser in the Bela system. They reported engaging 3 warbirds headed for this outpost. Give the Klingons any assistance they need, and make sure those warbirds don't get through.
We're on our way. Laying a course for the ballast system, warp 9. Engage.
Okay.
We are receiving a message from Captain Kidra of the Bortas.
The Bortas was one of the first Klingon ships to offer assistance when the Romulan invasion began.
Captain Kidra fought with me against the Duras. He is a warrior of great courage.
Put him on screen. Greetings, Captain. This is Jean-Luc Picard of the Enterprise.
Captain Picard, it is an honor.
The honor is mine. Lieutenant Worf speaks very highly of you.
As well he should. We crushed many enemies together. Well, I bear good news, Captain. We have saved one of your communication relays from a Romulan attack.
Then we are in your debt. Do you require any assistance with your ship or crew?
None whatsoever. We were completely unscathed. And, Captain, we captured a warbird and many prisoners. It was a truly glorious victory.
You captured a Romulan warbird without any resistance?
They had little to resist us with. When we boarded their ship, we found that it had been severely modified, stripped of most weapons and many other systems as well.
Why would they purposely make themselves so vulnerable?
The modifications nearly doubled their engine power. It seems they were willing to sacrifice weapons for speed.
Captain, such modifications would have placed extreme stresses on the warbird's hull. It would not have survived an extended mission.
Maybe they never expected to survive. Maybe they were on a suicide mission.
But a suicide mission for what?
During our interrogations, the prisoners mentioned a weapon of some kind. Perhaps that is what they were seeking.
What exactly did you learn from the prisoners?
They spoke of an ancient weapon, a relic of a long-dead race known as the chodak. A weapon of ultimate power which would solve all their problems, put an end to their war, and destroy both the Federation and the Klingon Empire.
You sound as if you don't believe this weapon exists.
It is nothing more than a desperate fantasy. According to our reports, their empire will soon be overrun by alien invaders. The Romulans are clutching for anything they think can save them.
Assuming the weapon is real, how did the Romulans expect to find it?
Apparently, they found clues to the weapon's supposed location at the site of some chodak ruins. Now they're wasting valuable ships on a useless quest while their empire burns. Fools.
Can you tell us anything else about the Romulans' war?
They are fighting a formidable adversary, extremely powerful aliens from the far side of their empire. We know nothing more than that.
With your permission, I'd like to question the Romulan commander myself. I can beam over immediately.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. The commander is presently... indisposed. Perhaps permanently.
Tell me about the battle.
We were on patrol in the ballast system near your relay station when we detected 3 warbirds approaching rapidly.
You engaged 3 warbirds with a single ship.
I wouldn't care to face those odds even in the Enterprise.
We were ready for an honorable death as we closed with their lead ship. We locked our disruptors, prepared to fire, and they fled. The cowards ran from us even though they held the advantage.
They didn't even attempt to attack the station?
They were concerned only with escape. By the time we disabled their first ship, the other 2 were already out of range.
Were you able to track them?
Yes, for a while. We believe they were heading for the Zetanis Nebula.
I trust that you are handling the prisoners appropriately.
Of course, but several of them are still alive.
Captain, I'd like to respectfully remind you that you are in Federation space, and as such, you're expected to conform to Federation rules of conduct, including the proper treatment of prisoners.
They have been given the proper treatment that Romulans deserve.
Perhaps it would be better for all concerned if you released the prisoners into our custody instead.
This is a Klingon matter, Picard. It is none of your concern. If our methods are so distasteful to you, perhaps next time the Federation can defend itself without our help. Kidra, out!
Whoops.
What could the Romulans be up to?
They are not eager to fight. Their actions seem somewhat desperate.
I'm beginning to wonder if this really is an invasion after all.
According to the information provided by Captain Kidra, the modifications to the warbirds will render the ships unusable within a few weeks. That would seem inconsistent with the needs of a long-term occupational force.
But they made those modifications for a reason. Speed. It looks like they're trying to get to the Zetanis Nebula as fast as they can.
Agreed. The question is, why?
Captain, what do you have to report?
The Bortas chased off the warbirds.
One Klingon ship chased off 3 warbirds?
Not only that, it disabled and captured one of them.
I think I'll send Captain Kidra a bottle of Saurian brandy along with my thanks.
He certainly earned it. According to his prisoners, the Romulans are not interested in invading the Federation, at least not yet. Apparently they're heading for the Zetanis Nebula.
That nebula has no strategic value. What are they looking for?
We believe they're seeking an ancient weapon built by the chodak.
The chodak? I've heard the stories. Some kind of star-eating superweapon hidden in the nebula. But they're just stories. The Romulans wouldn't risk war over a myth.
But the Romulans never do anything without considering all the consequences. Perhaps there's more truth to these stories than we realized.
All right, Captain. A pair of Klingon attack cruisers have just arrived in the sector to support us. I think we can manage without you. If you want to investigate this chodak weapon further, you're free to do so.
Thank you, Commander. I intend to get to the bottom of this.
Sir, we are receiving a signal from Starfleet. It is Admiral Williams.
On screen. Greetings, Admiral. What can we do for you?
Captain, Commander Chan notified us of your findings. Your suspicions that this was not a full-scale invasion appear to be correct. The Romulan incursion appears to be limited to the sectors between the neutral zone and the Zetanis Nebula.
We must find out what they're really after.
Agreed. The recurring thread through all this seems to be the chodak. Do you have any ideas where to begin?
Most of the surviving chodak ruins are in Romulan space. However, we recently discovered a new site on Frigis. There's also a Vulcan archaeologist, Shaynok, who's an expert on the chodak. I'll attempt to contact him as well.
All right, Captain. Good luck. Williams out.
Sensors are picking up a vessel.
Oh.
Intercept the target.
Helm, plot an intercept course.
And what kind of vessel is it?
Red alert. A Romulan warbird is on sensors. We are being hailed. Locking weapons. Torpedo locked.
Do you need a moment, Captain? I understand you humans need to pray before death.
My crew and I are prepared to sacrifice ourselves for the Federation. Are you prepared to make that same sacrifice, Commander?
We shall see who becomes the sacrifice. Prepare to die, Captain.
Oh gosh, that didn't go well. Oh.
Savor your victory while you can, Captain. You will find it short-lived.
Ooh. There we go. Galaxy-class firepower.
The Romulan warbird has been destroyed.
Worf says that with so much pride, doesn't he?
Lay in a course for Shonoisho Epsilon 6, Warp 5.
Aye, sir.
Engage.
Captain, an urgent message is coming in from Chancellor Larac of Frigis.
On screen.
Captain Picard, a Romulan warbird has invaded our system. You promised to defend us. Please come as quickly as you can.
Okay, so we're heading for Frigis now.
Captain's log supplemental. We have arrived at Frigis in response to a distress call from Chancellor Larac. Although he claims to have been attacked by the Romulans, we can find no evidence that any battle ever took place.
Sensors are picking up a vessel.
Uh-oh. Is it another warbird?
Yellow alert.
A Romulan warbird is on sensors. We are being hailed. Locking weapons.
Wait, Worf! Oh.
Do you need a moment, Captain?
Oh.
I understand you humans need to pray before death.
You know as well as I that our ships are evenly matched. A fight is in nobody's best interest.
I am very much interested in a fight, Captain. The destruction of the Enterprise will be a great boost to my career.
Torpedo away.
Fire.
Luckily, their ships are weaker at the moment. Ooh!
Their shields are failing.
We who are about to die salute you.
Interesting.
Shields are holding. Direct hit.
Whoa! That's 3 warbirds!
The Romulan warbird has been destroyed.
Do you reckon Worf is like, this is the best day of my life?
Thank you for coming to our rescue. If I can help you in any way, please let me know.
I'd like to beam a team down to your planet and talk with you more directly.
You and your crew will be most welcome.
Right. Let's get down there. Card, Data, Worf, and Troy.
Beam down coordinates selected.
Thank you for allowing us to beam down.
I welcome you in the lawgiver's name. Although the sects have refused to help, I am more than willing to assist you.
The ancient chodak have suddenly assumed great importance in galactic affairs. We were hoping you could tell us some more about them.
Our people have always been fascinated by the ruins found when our ancestors arrived here. Over the years, we have learned many things about the Chodak society and technology.
What do you know about chodak technology?
We do not fully understand the principles behind it, but we've been able to make some of it function. The chameleon field that disguises our world, for example, is a Chodak invention.
What else have you discovered about chodak technology?
They had an unusual way of navigating that seemed to be based on how long it took to travel between different points at a particular speed. Unfortunately, I don't know how they defined their basic units, so I can't be more specific.
Is there anything else you can tell me about chodak technology?
They created special shielding materials which could block out any transporter beams we know of, yet their own transporters could pass through them easily.
What else have you discovered about chodak technology?
They use devices similar to isolinear rods as keys to many of their machines. Here, let me give you one.
How does it work?
When this programmer is twisted around the rod's end, it can alter the rod's settings, making it a sort of all-purpose key. If you use the programmer properly, you can activate almost any chodak machine or computer.
Is there anything else you can tell me about chodak technology?
The crowning glory of their technology was something called the Unity device that made it possible for them to control their far-flung empire.
Do you have any more details about this Unity device?
I think it was a superweapon with almost unlimited powers. When the chodak lost it somehow, their empire fell apart almost immediately.
What do you know about chodak society?
Their empire spanned this quadrant, encompassing tens of thousands of star systems. It endured for 100,000 years. Then, 900,000 years ago, it disintegrated, almost overnight.
It's unusual for such an immense empire to last that long. What was the secret of their success?
They had a talent for administration. They had an entire planet called Alanor, from which they ruled their empire. The bureaucracy must have been colossal.
What else do you know about chodak history?
We believe that the group which settled here and built these structures was not from the mainstream of chodak society.
Why do you say that?
For one reason, this is a very small base. The structures the chodak built could not have held more than a few thousand people. This could not have been a major colony.
And for another?
The chodak settlers often referred to Alanor as the seat of evil, and frequently said that the Unity device, the Empire's chief means of control, had to be destroyed.
Perhaps the settlers here were similar to your own ancestors, fleeing an established society to pursue a different vision.
Perhaps, but I suspect the chodak here played a far more active role. This outpost was only inhabited for a few decades, which coincided almost exactly with the end of the Empire as a whole.
These reasons are not strong grounds for believing the settlers here were rebels.
There are 1,000 more small clues, all pointing to the same conclusion. But there is one major mystery which could resolve the question completely.
What is this mystery?
A century ago, our scientists found a chodak data crystal. We believe it contains the answers we seek, but unfortunately, the crystal is extremely old and fragile. Our equipment is not sophisticated enough to read it without destroying it.
Perhaps the Enterprise's computers could read your chodak data crystal safely.
Very well. I will entrust the crystal to you. All I ask is that you share whatever you discover to satisfy our own curiosity.
If you'll excuse me, I have other duties to attend to. Perhaps we can talk again later.
As you wish. May the spirit of the lawgiver guide your path through the stars.
We've done all we can here. Beam us up. Chancellor Larac was most helpful. We now know what the Romulans are seeking.
Do you think the Romulans have really found the Unity device?
We'd know already if they had.
The device is that powerful?
I'm not sure, but without it, an empire which spanned this entire section of the galaxy disintegrated overnight.
What are your orders, Captain?
Set course for Horse 3.
Set course for Horse 3, Warp 5.
Aye, sir.
Engage.
Well, I think I'm going to wrap up this episode, but wow, what an episode. So it looks like we have a sort of fake invasion from the Romulans. They're obviously just after something, but it looked like it was going to be full-scale war there for a moment. And luckily for us as well, the warbirds are in a weakened state, so the Enterprise was able to destroy 3 Romulan warbirds. That's pretty impressive. Let's just hope we can stop the Romulans in time from getting their hands on that ancient weapon. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.